Hello my dear prep2 students, Mr. Hamad Khair greets you. Today we are going to take the new Hello curriculum for prep2, Unit 3, Grammar. Our rule today is the past simple tense. We form the past simple tense from subject plus the past verb. My father bought a new car last year. My father is a subject, bought is a past verb. I was very tired this morning. I the subject, was the past verb. There are two kinds of the verb. Regular verbs, we form the past by adding d, ed or ied. Live, lived. Visit, visited. Study, studied. Irregular verbs, the verb changes. They don't have a rule. Win, won. Lose, lost. Get, got. When we add d or ed, ied, number one, we add d to the verbs that end with e, like arrive, arrived, live, lived. Number two, we add ied when the verb ends with y, before it a consonant. We remove the y and put ied, like study, studied, carry, carried. Number three, when the verb doesn't end with the previous ends, we add ed. Watch, watched, play, played. Number four, we double letter plus ed. Notice that we double the last letter before adding ed when the verb ends with a consonant and before it is one vowel, like prefer, preferred, stop, stopped. Negative, we form the negative using the subject plus did, not or didn't plus the infinitive. Model, I arrived late for school. I didn't arrive late for school. Didn't plus the infinitive, arrive. You bought a new notebook last week. You didn't buy a new notebook last week. Didn't plus the infinitive, buy. The past simple tense questions. Number one, yes, no questions. Did plus the subject plus the infinitive. We form the yes, no question using did plus subject plus the infinitive. I watched TV last night. Did you watch TV last night? Yes, I did. No, I didn't. WH question. We use the question word plus did plus subject plus the infinitive. What time did you go to bed? I went to bed at 10 o'clock. Verb to be. Verb to be in the past simple tense, we use with the subject I, he, she, it, or the singular subject or the singular noun. We use was or wasn't. I was frightened. He was hungry. She wasn't a nurse. It wasn't big. We use were and weren't with the plural subject we, you, they. Were or weren't. We were early. You were at school. They weren't quiet. Yes, no questions. We use was and or were plus the subject. They were excited. Were they excited? Yes, they were, or no, they weren't. He was happy. Was he happy? Yes, he was. No, he wasn't. I was busy. Were you busy? Notice here we change I to you, so we change was to were. Were you busy? Yes, I was, or no, I wasn't. Usage. We use the past simple tense to talk about actions that started and ended in the past and for the past habits. I visited my uncle yesterday. I visited my uncle. That is action that started and ended in the past. The keywords yesterday, last year, month, week, last Friday, last weekend, etc. Ago, 2 days ago. We use a period plus ago. 2 days ago. In the past, n plus past year in 2017. My father was born in 1980. In 1980. My father was born in 1980. We visited Luxor 2 years ago. Notice, we use when with the present simple tense. When I was 12, I won a medal. My parents lived in Tanta when they were young. Pronunciation of ed. The pronunciation of words ends in ed depends on the final consonant sound. There are three ways to pronounce ed. We pronounce them like ed when the verb ends with the sound t or d. Wanted, needed. We pronounce the ed like t sound when the verb ends with the consonant sound p, k, sh, ch, f, th, s, s, x, like helped, looked, washed, watched, laughed, breathed, kissed, danced, fixed. We pronounce them like d sound, d, when the verb ends with l, n, r, j, v, s, w, y, z, like cold, cleaned, offered, damaged, loved, used, followed, enjoyed, amazed. Choose the correct answer from A, B, C, or D. Number 1. My mother was born in Cairo, space 1985. N at 4 ago. N 1985. Number 2. In 2016, a shark space Omar and he lost his leg. Is attacking, attacked, attacks. In 2016 is in the past, so we use attacked. Number 3. My elder brother left the university 3 years ago when as for 3 years ago. Number 4. Space we got home, we listened to some music. What, we got home, where, when, who. We use when, then the past simple. My cousin had an accident. Space night. Ago night, and night, on night, last night. My cousin had, so last night. Number 6. What space you do yesterday? What do you do? What does? What did? What were? We use did with the past simple question. 7. I went to the beach a space. A tomorrow, a next week, a last week, a week ago. A week ago. 8. My parents moved back to England. Space I was 5. As, ago, when, if. We use when plus the past simple. When I was 5. Number 9. I found a flat space year. Last year, ago year, for year, when year. Last year. Number 2, read and correct the underlined words. Did you live here? Ago to 2010. In 2010. We use N, then past year. Number 2, when did your parents got married? When did, then the subject, then the infinitive. Get, excellent. Number 3, they didn't went to the wedding. They didn't went. Didn't plus the infinitive, didn't go. Number 4, I have a math lesson yesterday. Yesterday is past, so we use had. I had a math lesson. Number 5, Nada didn't busy yesterday. Busy here is an adjective, so we use verb to be. Wasn't busy. Use the to for regular past habits and routine. Usage. We use the to plus the infinitive to talk about habits or states that were true in the past but are not true now. Form. Subject plus use the to plus the infinitive. He used to live in the countryside. Yasser's grandmother used to work in a hospital. Negative. Subject plus didn't use to. We remove the D after didn't plus the infinitive. I didn't use to know much about my family history. When he was young, he didn't use to play tennis, but now he does. But now is present, so I said does. Questions? Yes, no questions. Did plus the subject plus used to plus the infinitive. Did she used to live in Cairo? Yes, she did, or no, she didn't. When you were 6, did you used to do a different hobby? Yes, I did, or no, I didn't. WH question. Question word plus did plus subject plus used to plus the infinitive. Where did you used to live? We used to live in a village. What did Anas used to do when he was 6? He used to play computer games. Choose the correct answer from A, B, C, or D. Number 1. I used to space tennis when I was at school. I used to play, playing, played, plays. Used to plus the infinitive, so play. Number 2. We space go to the cinema at the weekend. Didn't use, used to, didn't use to. Didn't use to go. Number 3. They space in the countryside, but now they live in the city. They used to living, used to live, used to live, using to live. Used to live. Number 4. Space play computer games when you were young. Did you used, does he used to, did you use to, did you use, did you use to. Number 5. What music space to like when you were a child? What music used to, did you use to, use you, did you used, did you use, not used, did you use. Number 6. They both space have short hair. They have long hair now. Used to, didn't use to, used, didn't use. They both used to have short hair. Number 7. I used to space hard when I was a student. I used to working, work, worked, works. Used to plus the infinitive, work. 8. Space you used to have any different hobbies. Did you used to, will, where, are. Did you used to? Number 9. When she was a child, Yasser's mom used space the piano. To playing, to play, playing. To play, to plus the infinitive. Read and correct the underlined words. Number 1. We used to playing basketball after school. Used to plus the infinitive, play. Japan didn't used to is a rich country. Use to plus the infinitive. The infinitive from as is be. 3. Does your uncle used to live in Tunisia? Did your uncle used to? Number 4. What did you used to do at 6? What did you used to do at 6? Did you used to? I don't use to drive a modern car. I don't use. I didn't use. I used to go to school on foot, but now I do. But now I used to, so I didn't use. Became I didn't use. Now we are finished. See you soon.